Okay. I think it's your cat, Kelly. That's what's causing the problems. It's the
I think so.
static electricity from your cat. Right. So let's try again. Kao, katte, kaimasu. Volitional plane. So if iku becomes iko, kao becomes
Kao.
kao. Good. Yeah. Potential, you said kaeru. Experience was, you said katta koto arimasu. Yeah. How about the obligative? Oh, for God's sake.
He froze again.
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, back.
Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Let's see how this goes. If it keeps going off, we might have to postpone, guys. Right, let's try again. Obligative, Kelly. I must buy.
買わなければなりません。
Yep, good.
Thank you.
And then the passive.
Passive. かけるno.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit of help. So for this one, obligative, I'm going to mark in red, and passive, I'm going to mark in red, and causative, I'm going to mark in red. And the reason why is that all of these are, well, what's the common thing about all these three?
You can't remember them.
Can't remember them.
Yeah.
Good. Well done. Exactly. With the group 1 verbs, what's the common theme about these 3 verb forms? Anybody?
All of them come from the negative.
All of them come from the plain negative, exactly. Yes. So for all 3 of these, we have to start off by making the plain negative. So, for example, Kelly, can you do the obligative one more time? I must buy.
買わなければ
Right,
なりま
good.
せん。
Yep, good. And then for the passive, we need that negative stem. So kawa, kawa. And then for passive, we put what on the end of that?
れる。
Good. So this becomes in total.
買われる。
Good. And then for causative?
買わせる。
Excellent. Kawaseru. Perfect. Well done. Effie, how about let's do to inhale. To inhale.
I've never seen this verb in my life. To breathe, is it like, wait.
Oh, it's the same as to breathe.
Suikomu?
Suikomu is, so suikomu is one way of doing it, but
oh, it's not the su, the smoke.
It is exactly su.
Ah, is it that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, su. Okay, mine. Su. Sutte.
Good.
Suimasu.
Yep.
Suo.
Good.
Potential. Ula. Suemasu.
Good. Yeah.
Sutta koto ga arimasu.
Good.
吸わなければなりません。
Good.
吸われる
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 吸わせる
Perfect. Yes, well done. Martin, how about to pour? Remember this one?
Sosogu.
Very good. Yeah, so good.
Okay. I'm going to cheat and look at my table.
That's okay.
Sosogu, sosoite or sosoide?
Sosoide. Yeah.
Sosoide.
Yeah.
Sosoimasu.
So sosogu. If you think of the polite, this gu is going to become gi, isn't it?
Sosogimasu.
Yes, good.
Where are we now?
The volitional plane.
Sosogo.
Good. Exactly. Sosogo. Potential.
Oh God, I can't remember what comes before the Kotogaremasen.
That's the experience.
Really?
So potential is next, which is the ability. So I can pour would be.
Dekimasu.
You can do it this way. So soku koto ga dekimasu. But we can do a quick way, can't we? Instead of having koto ga dekimasu at the end, we can just change the u sound to an e sound and then stick ru on the end.
Sosogeru.
Good. So sogeru. Yeah,
I'm really struggling with this one.
that's okay.
Obligative is the
We've got experience next, actually.
experience, right? Yeah, this is the one I can't remember.
So make the te form of sosogu,
So soide.
sosoide, and instead of sosoide, we put a on the end instead.
Soida.
Sosoide.
That's
Yeah.
right. And then koto ga arimasu.
Good. Exactly.
Okay. The obligative is the so iga nakareba narimasen.
Sosoga nakareba narimasen.
So ga nakareba narimasen.
Yeah.
Passive. Sosogireru.
So for these three, let's make sure we keep the negative, plain negative stem.
Sosogareru.
So exactly, yeah. Sosoga reru, and then the causative.
Sosogaseru.
Yes, good. Excellent. Joel, let's do to remain. To remain. So this will be the intransitive.
I have no idea how to say this.
This is nokoru. Nokoru.
Nokoru.
Mhm.
So infinitive nokoru, nokotte. The polite would be nokorimasu.
Good.
Nokoro, volitional plane. The potential would be nokoreru.
Nogoreru. Ne? Nogoreru. It's with a G.
So is it nokoru or noboru?
Sorry, it's I've got a cold and I can't pronounce anything properly. It's nogoreru with a G.
Oh, with a G, nogoreru. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Experience nogotta koto ga arimasu.
Good.
Obligative.
Sorry, did I say? Sorry, I beg your pardon. Nokoru. It's with a K. Sorry. Nokoru.
Nokoru. Okay.
Yeah.
So nokotta koto ga arimasu.
Good. Yeah.
The obligative would be nokora nakereba narimasen.
Good.
The passive would be nokora reru.
Good.
And nokora seru for the causative.
Excellent. Well done. Aga to make. To make.
Sukuru.
Good. Yeah.
Sukuru, tsukutte, sukurimasu.
Mhm.
Sukuro.
Volitional plane. Yeah, exactly. Skuro.
Sukuraremasu.
Sorry, can you say that one again?
Sukat.
Eka? Sorry, the potential. Can you say the potential again?
It would be tsukuremasu.
Yes, good. Yeah, it's good.
Tsukutta koto ga arimasu.
Good.
Sukuranakereba narimasen.
Good.
Sukurareru.
Good.
Sukuraseru.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. I said it.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, good, good. Well done. Excellent. David, your camera's off at the moment. Are you broken?
No, something went down today. I'm just listening in.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, cool. Right. Let's get on to a reminder of last week's topics. Just a second. Last week, when I say last week, I mean like last month almost. Where was it now? Wow, a long way back. Just a second. Ah, here we go. Hooray, nominalization. Everybody's favorite. Okay, so a quick reminder. So far, we've used nominalization to. Sorry, does everybody know what nominalization is? Just as a reminder, because it's been a while. If anybody doesn't know, just wave your hand. Okay, good. Basically turns a verb into a noun. So we've used nominalization to describe having experience. For example, itta koto ga arimasu. Express an ability. Sushi o taberu koto ga dekimasu. Sorry, just seeing. Okay. Equated a nominalized verb to a noun. So this is saying, for example, watashi no shumi, so my hobby, wa yama o noboru koto desu, climbing mountains. So this is a noun, and this is also a noun. And we've described a nominalized verb with an adjective. For example, kagu o kumitateru no ga kirai desu. So this is furniture. O kumitateru, assembling, no ga kirai desu. So I hate assembling furniture. So remember for this last one, we've got to remember when to use wa and when to use ga, depending upon this adjective here. And you should hopefully have a list of which ones are wa, which ones are ga. So today's reminder of what we did last time, it's to use no as the nominalizer. So we've got the choice of koto or no to nominalize something. This time we use no to express perception of something happening. For example, I saw the child throw a stone. Now, if we dig into the sentence, there's something happening here, child throwing a stone, and then there's also something happening here, I saw it. So we basically got two sentences locked together. Now, the thing that we need to do to make this easy is to understand what is going to be a subclause and what is going to be the main clause. So in this sentence, remember, there are two verbs, saw and throw, two subjects, child and I, two object markers, it's difficult to show without doing the Japanese, and yeah, that's it. So we've got to be careful to not get these mixed up. So we'll make a subclause, the child throwing a stone. This is the phenomena that we observe. Child throw a stone, and then I saw. So just imagine this is in a bracket to make it an individual mini sentence. So to construct this into Japanese, we take the phenomena in the plain present or the plain present continuous, nor to make it nominalized, and then either ga or o, depending upon the perception verb that follows afterwards. So for example, this one above, kodomo ga ishi o nageru. So this is the phenomena that we observe. Kodomo ga, the child, ishi, stone, o nageru, through or throw or to throw a stone. No ga miemashita. So we nominalized it with this no, and then I said I was able to see it. From the perception verbs, we've got typically these five: miru, mieru, kiku, kikoru, kanjiru. There are others. We can use things like wakaru to understand. But of these, if we use or ga, this is determined by whether this perception verb is in the category of state verb or not. Now, I can't really draw a line and say, there you go, that's what defines a state verb from a normal perception verb. You just have to learn these as a separate category. But of these, mieru and kikoeru are state verbs. We can think of these as looking like potential verbs, but they're actually state verbs. If it's a state verb, we use ga. If it's not a state verb, we use o. Any questions so far, guys? Cool. Let's have a quick run through some exercises then. Just a second. Let's put these down here. But before we do that, I'm going to just quickly give you a crash course in kiku and kikoeru. Hopefully, most of you remember this from last time. Let's do the easy one first. Kikoeru, this means to be able to hear. And it's also refers to passive hearing. For example, I can hear the birds singing, I can hear the car driving by, I can hear people being shot in the streets. Then this is a noise that you hear. This is kikoeru. Kiku, this has got at least three main uses. So this means to ask, to listen, to actively listen. For example, I'm listening to the radio, raji or kikimasu. But it also means to hear human voices. So in particular, it means to hear a meaningful message. So if you can hear people talking, then this is kiku. If you said kikoeru, it doesn't really matter. It's still fine, you would be understood. But kiku is what you normally use to say, I heard somebody say that Andy smells of curry sauce or something. Okay, let's try these then. Tom, go first. I heard my friends talking yesterday.
昨日、
Yep.
友達が、
Yep.
話している。
Yep. 話している。
の、
Yep.
its conscienceを、
Yep.
聞きました。
Perfect. Exactly. Good. Kelly, I saw the man steal my wallet in the library.
図書館で、
図書館で。
男性
Good.
私の財布を、
私の財布を、
盗む
Yep.
盗むのが見えました。
Good. 見えました。Did you know the last time we did this lesson, I think you had the same question. And that time as well, when you said danse, you did it with the same question mark at the end. Danse? Like this?
I can't actually remember doing this one.
Pretty sure you, I think it was you. Pretty sure it was you. Yeah. Yeah.
Short-term memory.
I just don't have a long-term memory. Effie, I can hear Effie playing the piano. So we're going to break the fourth wall.
This is an alternate universe or what? Through the portal. Yeah, where do we put Effie now? So
We'll pretend you're somebody else at the moment, shall we?
yeah, just like I want to see if I can make it like a oh god, okay. How do you put the so Effie ga
Yep.
piano o
Piano.
hiku no piano o hiku no we can put o here, eh? Hiku no o.
Well, are you
Kikoemashita.
listening to her playing, or can you hear her playing?
Well, I think it meant more like I can hear if you play the piano in the background or something.
Yeah.
So kikoemashita.
Yeah. So no. What would be the particle after no?
Ga or
Yep.
wo?
Yeah.
Is it also wo in the same category?
If it was I'm listening, then this would be no or kikimasu. But if it's
Okay,
I
then
can hear,
I wrote it wrong then. Because I wrote wo ga for the potential or state verb
Yeah.
in my notes, like the last time.
this is correct.
Okay.
It's no ga.
Okay. Yeah, but I wrote also wo. So
Oh, that's wrong.
I think, yeah, that's why I say, okay. Yeah, kikoemashita.
So this is in the present tense, so it's kikoemasu, ne?
Kikoemasu, sorry.
Okay, cool. Good. Martin, when I was younger, I watched my father fixing the car.
You may think I'm on mute, but it's just blanking comprehension.
Okay, so let's do this bit first. When I was younger. Is that the problem? You can't remember when you were younger? In the time before time itself,
That's right.
when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Just me and the velociraptors. No, I can't remember when I was younger.
Okay, so the easiest way to do this is actually not to say wakai toki or anything like this. It's to say chisai toki. Chisai toki.
Oh, right.
Small
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Chisai toki.
Now we now need to make the subclause. My
Which
father fixing the car.
fixing the car. So,
Yeah.
So there's going to be a chichi.
Good.
But a nausu.
Yep. So
Karuma in there.
good. There's some nice words being thrown in.
Yeah, but it's getting them in the right order.
Yeah. So let's do this with particles. So chichi, he's the subject of this subclause, isn't he? So it's chichi.
Yes.
Chichi what?
Chichiga.
Chichiga. Good. And then
Okay.
you said kuruma. Good.
And then is it right to use no cow?
Well, no, because we need he's fixing the car, so he's operating on the car. So the particle is kuruma o.
Kuruma o.
If you're interacting with it, yeah, kuruma
Okay.
o.
Nausu.
Nausu, good.
That's
the end of the subclause, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. And then no, and I'm trying to remember it's ga. I'm going to go no ga.
So this was I actively watched, not a state verb, not like I could see, but I was watching. So this would be no. What's the verb going to be at the end? Let's do that bit first.
Well, mimas is the
mimas. Okay, so it's in the past tense, of course. It's
Miru.
mimashita. Now,
Yeah.
is miru a state verb?
No.
So this has to be or, doesn't it?
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is it. Chisai toki, chichi ga kuruma o naosu no o mimashita. Good. Cool. Joel, I can feel the ground shaking.
Jimen ga yureru
Good.
no o
Yep.
kanjimasu.
Perfect. Exactly. Aga, I can see Kim driving his car. It looks very dangerous.
Kimwa.
This is Kim, not wa, but ga, because at the beginning you've got an invisible watashi wa.
Right.
Yeah.
Kim ga kuruma o unten suru no wo?
What's the final
Ga.
verb? Yeah, good. Okay. Ga.
Yeah, because it will be I can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can see.
Miemas.
Good. Yes. It looked very dangerous.
Abunai そうです。
If it was abunai so this, that means I hear it's dangerous. But if it's I see it's dangerous, this is. Do you remember? Anybody help?
危なさそうです。
そうです。
Abunaso ですね。はい。
あ
そうですね。はい。Very good. Cool. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys, I'd like you to do, just for a couple of minutes, I'd like you to do these last 4 yourself, all 4 of them, while I go and get myself some cold medicine. I'll be right back.
Oh no, he left the cursor on the third. Can you read the third?
I think
Her
it
room.
Ah, okay.
There we go. 1 glass of cold medicine. Cheers. Makes me feel better. Must be working. Actually, don't worry about the last one. That was just a kind of a joke. Let's do these 3. When you finish, guys, I'd like you to indicate your completion by being the unicorn of good luck. Good, thanks, Joel. We have a new student in our dojo, Joel from Portugal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not anybody who's done Budo before. He's complete.
Oh, he just started.
Yeah.
Okay, is it a guy or a girl?
Sorry,
Is it a man or a woman?
he's a man.
Man.
Yeah, living in London.
Nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, he's a young guy, so which is good.
Cool.
Yeah. Completely uncoordinated.
Sorry?
Completely uncoordinated.
Oh, yes. I can imagine.
You finished, Effie? Yeah. Martin, how are you doing?
Halfway through 2 of them. Can't
Okay.
do the top one at all.
Okay, no problem.
Don't wait for me.
Okay,
It's only an hour and a half.
okay, let me just sit for this. And let's go. So first one, guys, who wants to volunteer? Actually, Joel, do you want to go first on this one?
Ani ga utatte iru no.
Okay.
Now I'm not too sure if it's no o kikimashita or no ga kikoemashita because you said it was singing. Do you really understand what he's saying?
No, but if it's actively listening, if you're making an effort to listen rather than just passively hearing, then
Okay, it's good.
it's kiku. Yeah.
Okay, so no o kikimashita. Ga?
Sorry. Kikimashita ga.
Watashi wa
Watashi wa.
Abunai dekimasen? No,
Amari. Yeah.
amari dekimasen.
Dekimasen. Good. Yeah. Good. Volunteer for the second one. Anybody? Kelly, go ahead.
ウェインさんが
Good.
台所で
Yeah.
寿司を食べている
Good.
のが聞こえる
Very good. Well done. Perfect.
そう思います。
Oh yeah. Sorry. Kikoeru to omoimasu. Good. Perfect. And the last one, Tom.
I'm just going to say what I have, but I'm still focusing on the can. I had imoto ga.
Imoto ga. Yeah.
Hea o shite iru. Soji. Hea o soji shite iru.
Yeah.
No ga miemasu. But
Good.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Very good. Cool.
it's easier than I thought.
No, this is good. This is good. I should say, guys, I'm trying to give you a little caveat that I've seen, you know, this one with the Toshokan. I saw the man steal my wallet in the library. This one here. Just so you know, let me just move all this crap around a second. I've seen this written as in different places. Toshokan de dansei ga watashi no saifu o nusumu no o mimashita. This is also I've seen used. So some sources say that if you are talking about, you know, spotting somebody doing something rather than actively watching, you should use mieru. But I've also seen this done as o miru as well. So I'm not entirely sure of the grammatical rule. It could be a little bit flexible. But just be aware that this one about miru and mieru may not be quite as clearly defined in conversation as I'm saying it is. Okay, let's move on to a nicer subject, shall we? Today we're going to look at Nai, the evil twin of Te. Now, actually, we've done this. This is more like revision than anything else, so there's not that much new to learn. So we should already kind of know pretty well how to make the Nai form, the plain negative form with each verb. So, for example, let's have a quick go through, shall we? Let's start with aga. What's the Nai form of ao?
Awanai.
Good. Joel, iku.
Ikanai.
Good. Martin, osu.
Osanai.
Good. Effie, tatsu.
Tatanai.
Good. Kelly, shiru.
死なない。
Good. Tom, yobu.
Yobanai.
Good. Aga, yomu.
Yomanai.
Good. And Joel, kairu.
Kairanai.
Good. And there's also one more group one, aru, to exist. What's this in plain negative?
Wanai.
No.
Nai.
Nai. Nai. So it's a slightly irregular one. Nai. Aru just becomes nai. Group two. Let's go from Kelly. Taberu.
食べない。
Good. Tom. Iru. This is imas. To exist.
Inai.
Inai. Good. Aga. Oshieru.
Oshiranai.
Good. Joel. Miru.
Minai.
Good. Martin. Ageru.
Aganai.
This is group two, remember, so the ru just gets removed and replaced with the attachment. So it's not aganai, but
Agenai?
agenai. Yes, good. And Effie, kureru?
くれない。
Kurenai, good, good. Group 3, suru, Kelly,
しない
Shinai, and Tom, kuru,
Kunai.
kunai. Excellent, good. Okay, so not problematic. Now, by itself, we use it for the following functions. For example, please don't, and then we put the verb into the nai form, and then just put de kudasai. So, for example, aga, please don't stand up now.
Tatanai de kudasai.
Ima, yes. And Ima, sorry, now.
What?
Uh,
今
yeah.
今立たないでください。
Good, yeah, exactly. Joel, please don't swim here. Please don't swim here.
ここで泳がないでください。
Excellent. ここで泳がないでください. Martin, please don't call me in the morning.
Yobu?
Good. Yep.
Okay. Asa de
Asani.
Asani.
Mhm.
Okay. And Yobonai de kudasai.
Yobanai de kudasai. Good. Yeah. Effie, please don't cry for me, Argentina.
アージェンティーナさん。
Hey.
アジャンティーナ。Ach, wat was het? Naku. Naku.
Yeah.
For me, is it watashi ni?
for my benefit.
Naide kuda, what am I saying?
I don't
Snaku?
know.
What am I saying? Huh? Nakanai kudasai.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Nakanai de kudasai. Kelly, how do you say don't eat too many donuts?
たくさんドーナツを食べないでください。
Good. Yeah. 食べないでください. And Tom, how do you say please don't watch me undressing?
Dressing is nuku?
Nugu. Yeah.
Nuku?
Yeah. Yeah.
But how would you combine it?
How would you combine it? It's the last lesson we just did, actually.
Nugu, yeah, the action, yeah, so Nugu is the action, then no, oh, that's a difficult one. So Nugu is the action, and then Koto makes the verb into an action, the action of the verb.
But remember, we're doing perception verbs. Please don't look. So you can use,
then this would be Nuku, no, it's a state, no ga.
No, please don't look, please don't watch.
Look, no o.
Yep.
Minai de kudasai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Watashi ga nugu no o minai de kudasai. Good. Yeah. And we can also use this to say it would be better if you didn't do something. So to do this, we put the verb into the nai form and then just say ho ga ii desu. So not doing it would be better. Not doing it would be better. This is what this sentence basically means. So let's just do some practice with this as well. Aga, how would you say it would be better if you didn't go home after 11 o'clock?
11時後に
Good. Yeah, yeah.
帰らない方がいいです。
Yeah, exactly this. Yeah, 11 no ato de, because that means any time after 11 o'clock rather than just after 11 o'clock. Ato de kaeranai hou ga ii desu ne. Good. Joel, it would be better if you taught the students how to jump. I don't know. How to jump. Jump
What's
is top,
jump?
top of, like the same as fly.
Togo. 学生を No.
It's going to be towards them, isn't it?
学生に
Yeah.
飛び方を
Good.
teach. I forgot.
It's actually on the screen.
Is it?
Yeah, just
教える Yes.
Yeah.
So 学生に飛び方を教えないで方がいいです。
Yeah, good. Excellent. Martin, it would be better if you didn't drink before driving.
Unten surumaini.
Good.
Tebenai no
That's, eating.
hokaides.
That's eating. That's eating.
Oh, of course it is. Nominai.
Yeah.
No hokaides.
Yes. So just nominate. We don't need a no before hoga in this case. We put a no in there if there's a noun before it. But
Okay.
if it's a verb, it's just nominai hoga ides.
Hokaides.
Yeah, good. Effie, it would be better if you didn't catch a cold before your holiday.
It would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
風邪を What is to catch a cold actually? 鳥ると飛びま No?
What am I doing?
Huh?
I'm
You're pulling.
pulling. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I know the
You
word.
did. It's the same as playing a piano.
Hiku.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so kaze o. What did you say? It would be better to not catch a cold before
Your holiday. Yeah.
Yasumi no mae ni.
Good.
Kaze o hikanai hou ga ii desu.
Very good. Exactly. Good. Kelly, it would be better if you didn't read until midnight.
Is there a specific word for midnight?
There is. It's I can't remember what it is. It's not but let's say yoru no 12時まで.
夜の12まで
12時までね.
12時まで本を読まない方がいいです。
Very good. Yeah. Midnight is
Johan?
Is it your?
Jahan.
Jahan. Thank you.
Jahan.
Jahan. Thank you. Jahan. And then Tom, it would be better if you didn't eat yellow snow.
Snow is yuki, and
Good.
yellow was
Kiroi.
kiroi.
Yeah.
Kiroi yuki o tabenai hou ga ii desu.
Yes, very good. That's a good lesson for life. Now that's all good. Slightly more complex is when we treat nai as an e adjective. So from nai we get, if we treat this as an e adjective, it becomes what, guys? Can you remember? No, okay, we'll come to it. So we combine it with nakt. We make it nakute, nakute. So this is what turns the nai as an e adjective into the te form. And this means to ask to be omitted from doing a certain thing, from doing a verb. For example, shinakute, this has come from suru, suru, shimasu, shinai, shinakute, shinakute mo ii desu ka? So this means, is it okay if I don't do it? Is it okay if I don't do it? Shinakute mo ii desu ka? If you don't have this sentence somewhere in your brain, I would recommend writing this down. This is the common form for doing this. Is it okay if I don't do this? Shinakute mo ii desu ka? Okay. Is it okay if I don't go to the party? Agnieszka?
Can you repeat?
Sure. Is it okay if I don't go to the party?
パーティーに、行かなくてもいいですか?
Yep, good. Joel, is it okay if I don't train tomorrow?
明日、勉強しなくてもいいですか?
Yep, good. Martin, is it okay if I don't eat all the sushi?
Takusan sushi?
Oh, there's been lots of, but all would be zenbu.
Zenbu sushi.
Yeah.
No. Tabera nakute mo ii desu ka? No.
What's taberu in the plain
Taberu.
negative? Yeah, in the plain negative is
Tabeta?
no, plain negative. Tabenai. Tabenai.
Tabenai. Oh, of course it is. Mo ii desu ka?
Yeah. One more time, whole sentence.
Oh God.
So an easy way to do the zenbu bit attached to the thing that you want to say is to say zenbu no, and then the thing you're saying all of.
Zenbu no sushi?
Yep.
Tabenai mo ii desu ka? No,
Not
I'm lost.
tabenai, but tabenakute.
Tabenakute mo ii desu ka? Oh, of
Yeah.
course it is. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Effie, is it okay if I don't watch television?
テレビを見なくてもいいですか?
Good. Kelly, is it okay if I don't buy a new shinken?
新しい真剣を買えなくてもいいですか? 買わなくてもいいですか?
Yes, good. And Tom, is it okay if I don't drink this hot tea?
Hot お茶を飲まなくてもよろしいですか?
Oh, yoroshi desu ka? Very good, very good. Cool, okay. And then we already know this, that we can combine the nai form, the plain nai form, with kereba to make the obligative. For example, benkyou shinakereba narimasen. I won't test you on this because we did this at the beginning. Even slightly more complex now, the nai stem of group 1 and group 3 verbs. We use it to make the passive, use it to make the causative. So passive, for example, let's see, Tom, what's the passive of yobu?
Yobareru.
Good, yobareru. And Effie, what's the causative of taberu? Sorry. Yeah, sorry, that's easy for group 2, isn't it? Let's do a group 3. Let's say causative of to work. To work.
働きます then. 働く.
Okay, that's a group one. Let's do this one first then.
Oh, okay. Why did I make it so difficult? Wait, hatara, hatara. I really don't know what I'm saying. Hatara wasaseru.
Okay, so what's the infinitive again?
Hataraku.
Hataraku. In the plain negative, this would become.
I don't know. Wait, hatarakinai?
Not kinai, but hatarakanai.
Hatarakanai.
Kanai.
Oh, hatarakanai. Okay.
And then in the positive.
Hatarakasaseru.
Hatarakaseru.
Seru. Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
good.
okay.
Good. Okay.
But which verb were you expecting?
Shigoto suru.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Goto saseru.
Good. Shigoto saseru. Exactly. Yes. Martin, what's the passive of shigoto suru? Oh, you're muted, Martin.
Shigoto sareru.
Very good. Sareru. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Any questions, guys? This is basically just a revision of the NIH form, which we did at the beginning of class.
What is the passive of work anyway?
Passively working. It's what you do when you're a consultant.
Oh,
You
right.
basically lay in bed all day and then you charge people for it.
Right.
Come on, you know this.
It's true. Turn up, and at the wounded, run off with the money.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that was not in the original lesson, but why is Nai the evil twin of Te?
Because it's used for when your mother says you must brush your teeth, or she says please brush your teeth. How migaite kudasai. Your evil response is it okay if I don't brush my teeth? How o migakanakute mo ii desu ka? So it's the getting out twin. Yeah. And
okay.
Quick question if I can.
Sure, go ahead.
The nakute form.
Mm.
The last time we did that, it was something about the something is the reason for feeling something else. Does that come from the NIHONBASHI form, or is that completely different?
No, this also comes from the NIHONBASHI form. My God, that was a long time ago, wasn't it, Martin? Yeah. It was a response. It was an emotive response to something, wasn't it? So, for example, I'm sad that I can't go to the party. Would be party ni ikenakute sabishii desu. Yeah.
Is that also arising from the NIHONBASHI?
It says yeah. So ikenakute, I cannot go. Ikenakute. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I suppose what I sort of wanted to kind of embed, not through kind of theoretical grammar or anything, was to make sure we understand the difference between, for example, benkyou shinai de something 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 and benkyou shinakute. So look, they both got, this is both negative here and negative here, and this is also te form here and te form here. It's just being clear we understand the difference of usage. I'm not going to, I mean, if I try to literally translate these, I'd probably make a mess of it. So here I go, because this is how I live my life, by having a go and making a mess of it. Shinaide would be don't work, whereas shinakute means not to work. If I do a kind of literal translation, doesn't really help you to understand how to use it, of course. But if you're making a request or a command, then we use this one, the shinaide. If we're explaining,
you made the problem is not the explanation, it's not to work, it's to study.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
The explanation was very nice. Translation,
yeah, was completely wrong. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So not to dwell on this too much because it's a kind of deep grammar thing. We've done quite a lot of exercises there. Just see. What time have we got? We've got time just to do one quick set of examples for this. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. Let's just do these 6 here. Okay, so I know this is the Asahi class, which suggests it's the kind of elementary class, but we are now about 80% through the course in comparison with the advanced class. So I've got a little note in my questions here, which for this section, there's an objective, guys, to answering these questions, which is this. Let me just post it in here as well. Try and be sophisticated and accurate when you're making this translation. Okay, sophisticated and accurate, both of them. Let's have a try. Tom, I don't think I will meet him after the movie.
Eiga atode.
Okay, so this eiga is a noun. So,
No atode.
Yes, good. Eiga no atode.
Eiga no atode. Then I have the time reference. I will meet him. Kare.
Yeah.
Ga.
No.
To make him the subject.
So with ao.
Kare to.
Kare to. Good.
With to. Ao. To. Omoimasen.
Yeah, good. Okay. Good. Yeah, really good.
It's sophisticated. I'm surprised.
Yeah, this is good. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah. Kelly. Hi, Dozo.
Could you also say kare to awanai to omoimasu?
Yes, you can hear awanai to omoimasu. It's also fine. Kelly, I cannot eat this food. It is disgusting. Oh, you're muted, Kelly.
この食べ物を食べない。
What's the particle after tabemono?
お
And what's going to be the type of verb that follows it? Okay, let's go with or. What's the next bit?
食べなくて。
No, what's I cannot eat it. I'm not able to eat it.
食べない方がいいです。No, it's
No, just think of the potential form. It's maybe a whole hour of Ranai tomorrow, Tom.
食べられる？
Yeah. In the negative.
食べられません。
Taberarimasen. So if this is the potential form, then this or becomes
が。
ga. Yes. It is disgusting.
I wanted to say 美味しくない, but it's just not good.
This is fine.
Okay.
Oishikunai is fine.
うん
Oishikunai.
Yeah, I was thinking of an adjective for disgusting.
What's the? Somebody know the adjective for disgusting? Effie.
Mazui or mazui?
Mazui. Mazui.
はい。忘れました。
Good. Effie, I must help my sister this weekend with her house moving.
That's difficult.
What
is the moving? And
Sumikae.
So there's actually hikoshi.
Hikoshi. Ah, okay.
You say sumikae, Martin?
Sumikaeru.
Yeah, it's also to change living places. Yeah.
And to help, is it Tetsudao?
Tetsudao is good.
Where
Yep. Yep, tetsudau is fine.
Have we ever used it? I don't remember it. Taskeru.
Or taskeru.
Taskeru.
Both are fine.
Okay, because
Tasukeru.
taskeru, I always think to save somebody.
Yeah, it does, but it kind of means to assist as well.
Okay, okay.
And tetsudai.
Tetsudau.
Sure? Tetsudau, sorry. Tetsudau
Tetsudau.
is to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know.
この週末、
so 今週末。
今週末。お姉さん
誰
が、お姉さん
お姉さん
お姉さん my sister.
So if it's your sister, then it's not お姉さん, but it's just...
Yes, the lesson.
Yeah.
姉
yeah.
が、so I should do, wait, 姉が with her house movie. What was it? Oh, I lost the word.
Hikoshi.
Hikoshi ni.
Good.
So if I use taskeru, 助けなければなりません.
Very good. なければなりません. Good. Well done. Martin, please don't do that. It hurts.
Hurts is itai.
Good. Yep.
Itai koto.
Itai koto. Actually,
Itai koto.
you can actually do that as an exclamation. Yeah. If you want to say it hurts, you could just say itai desu. Itai desu.
Okay. Shinaide kudasai.
Yep. Shinaide kudasai. Cool. Joel, please don't swim here as it is dangerous. I think you did this one earlier.
危ないので、
危ないので、
ここで泳がないでください。
泳がないでくださいね。はい。Good. And Aga, where is it best to not hang out? When I say hang out, I of course mean asobu.
All right. Doesn't have anything to do with zippers then.
Depends what you're doing when you're hanging out.
Doko de asoba na kute na
Best to do.
Is it something with hoga?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep, it is. But what do we do this asoba bit? Asoba.
Nakatta?
It's just a sobanai. Just a sobanai. Sobanai.
Subanai hoga ii desu ka.
Exactly. Yes, good. Let's just, before we do the last part of today, let's just this is best to do, best not to do. So this is for standard conversation. There is a little bit of variation for this allowable, but for standard conversation, itta hoga ii desu, it is best to go. So in this case, we put the verb into the plain past form. It is best to go. If you want to say it is best not to go, then this just becomes the plain negative. So it's a bit weird because one's in in the past tense and one's in the present tense. But just try to remember these two phrases. This is best not to go. Itta hou ga ii desu and ikanai hou ga ii desu. So as I said, this is the plain past, and this is the plain negative. I recommend writing this down if you aren't confident with this.
What was the rule again about putting no in front of it if it's not
So if this is a verb, let's just do this, make a framework of hou ga ii desu for a second. Hou ga ii desu. If this is a verb, you don't need anything. It's just verb plus hou ga ii desu. If it's a noun, then you need not. For example, what's best for flu? Yasumi, resting. Yasumi no hou ga ii desu. Or you could put this into a verb. To rest is better. Yasumu hou ga, yasunda hou ga ii desu. Both of these mean the same thing, but in this case we've used yasumi to make a noun, to rest, the resting, and yasunda to rest. Final point I'll make on this is this one here, itta hou ga ii desu. It's also perfectly acceptable to say iku hou ga ii desu. This also means it is best to go, but this sounds a little bit more like a threat than some advice. So you can leave this in the plain present form if you want to, but it sounds a bit stronger. This is a little bit more passive. Itta hou ga ii desu. It would be best if you went.
So the last one would be something like "you'd better go."
Exactly this. Yeah, exactly this. Yeah, a bit like ikubeshi desu. Any questions, guys? Now you're probably thinking, my God, it's already 1:15. We're already what, 1 hour and 15 minutes into the class. Surely Andy's not going to introduce a new subject, and you'd be wrong. But the good news is that you've already done the next subject in this particular lesson already. I've made you do some of those points. So let's have a quick look at it. Where are you going, Effie? Niganai hou ga ii yo. So we've done this before and after. So it's another timing reference. And we're just going to revise some of the points that I've already explained today, and you guys have already used in your own answers. So we have some event, something happens before it, something happens just after it, and then something happens anytime after the event. Okay. Yeah, we want to give time reference with regard to a certain event. So the construction is, if the event is a verb, if this event here is a verb, then it's verb in the plain present, mae ni. Remember, this has to be in the present tense, not the past. It must be the present, i.e. the future tense. Mae ni, and then primary verb, which can be in any tense. For example, iku mae ni, before you go, doa o shimemashou, let's close the door. Okay, so this verb here can be in any tense. If I was to say, I closed the door before I left, before I went, how would I say this, Tom? I closed the door before I went.
Before I went is iku mae ni.
Good.
So then doa, and then I have to put shimemashita.
Yeah, shimemashita. Good, good. So even if this verb here is in the past tense, if the whole sentence is talking about a past event, if you're using mae ni, then this verb must be in the plain present tense. That's the confusing bit, because in English we don't do that. We would say before I went, I closed the door. So we put both the going and the closing in the past tense, but not in Japanese. If this event is a noun, then this is noun of the event, not mae ni. So we just introduce no mae ni, and then primary verb, which can be in any tense. For example, shokuji no mae ni te o arai nasai. So shokuji is dinner or meal, no mae ni before eating, te o arai nasai, wash your hands. What would be before the explosion? I ate a donut, Kelly. Before the explosion, I ate a donut.
Explosion. Chico? No, there's an accident.
Can anybody remember what explosion is?
Bakuhatsu.
Bakuhatsu. It sounds like the word it describes, doesn't it? Bakuhatsu.
Bakuhatsu no mae ni donuts o tabemashita.
Perfect. Good. For after, so that's before done. For after, this is constructed with either using ato ni or ato de. I'll explain the difference afterwards. So when this event here is a verb, then this verb must be in the plain past tense. Ato de, and then the primary verb for the sentence can be in any tense. For example, tabeta ato de terebi o miru no ga suki desu. So tabeta ato de, after eating, terebi o miru no ga, the watching of television, suki desu, I like. I like watching television after eating and then falling asleep and dribbling on the cushion. And then you can probably anticipate what this is going to be. If the event's a noun, we just say noun, no ato de, and then primary verb. So when these events are nouns, it's easy. It's just no. We've got to remember, if it's mae ni, this verb must be in the plain present form. If it's ato de, then this needs to be in the past tense. Any questions so far, guys? Super duper. 旅行の後で仕事に戻らなければなりません。So after traveling, 旅行の後で仕事に戻らなければなりません. I have to go back to work. Now, difference between 後で and 後に. 後で means anytime after and emphasizes the order of the two events. This will cause more questions than answers, to be honest. But it's a way of just saying, did this happen before the event or after the event? Then ato de gives a little bit more emphasis that it happened after. So this means anytime. Oh God, this means anytime after. Just means once this event has been completed, then something happened or I will do something. Ato ni means right after the event, so immediately after the event. And this emphasizes the immediacy of something following an event. So for example, we should leave as soon as we're finished. So this would be owatta ato ni shupatsu shita houga ii desu. Any questions, guys? Pretty straightforward. I think most of you know how to use this anyway. So we'll do some questions and then we'll call it an evening. Oh. Didn't do tekara. Let's just have a quick look to see if there's anything else. There's another section to do, but we'll just do these ones for now. Let's see.
I'm gonna have to leave you guys.
Sure.
I'm gonna do some work for school.
Okie dokie. Get well soon.
じゃあまた来週。
また来週。お疲れ様。
お疲れ様でした。
Okay, more problems for you to do, guys. Okay. I went on a world trip after I graduated university.
How is graduate?
This is Sotsugyo Suru. Sotsugyo, oops, sorry. Sotsugyo Suru.
Daigaku o
Sorry,
Sotsugyo
I've spelled it incorrectly. Sotsugyo. There we go.
卒業した後で、
Good.
生活
Not
生活
seikatsu. It's sekai. Sekai.
あ、世界の
Travel.
travel I don't know.
Who can help? Anybody? What's travel?
Yoko?
Ryoko. Good.
旅行世界の旅行を
Yep. Mm-hmm.
行きました
So going so well.
No?
If it's or, what would you think the
Yeah,
verb would be? I mean, you could use ni ikimashita. This would work. But if you're going to use or, then I would just say I will travel, not I go to travel. So this would be. It's easier than you think, Aga. Take a guess.
I don't know. しました
Shimashita, exactly this. Shimashita.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Ryoko suru. Ryoko suru means to travel. So ryoko sekai no ryoko shimashita. In fact, this is basically one word. Sekai ryoko, world travel. Sekai ryoko o shimashita. Good. Joel, take your shoes.
Before we
Hey,
go
Dozo.
into that one,
Mm-hmm.
a little question about the previous one.
Hmm.
You could replace shita with no because sotsugyo is a noun. So dagaku sotsugyo no ato de.
Oh, you could. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You could do that.
So
Exactly.
you don't need the verb.
Exactly. Yeah. Sotsugyo no ato de. Yeah, you can do this after graduation from university. Yeah.
Dojo ni fumu mae ni.
Yeah. So step in. Remember what this is, Joel?
Fumikomu.
Yeah. Good.
Fumikomu mae ni.
Yep.
Kutsu. How do you say take off?
To undress. It's the same. It's the same verb.
Nugu.
Yep.
Kutsu o nuide kudasai.
Yes. Nuide kudasai. As well as nugu to undress, you can also use hazusu to remove. Hazusu to remove. This is also fine for shoes. Martin, once we've bought our tickets, we should find a seat quickly.
Kipu o kaimono.
So you can just use cow.
Cow.
Yeah.
Atoni.
So with cow, what do we need to do with the verb cow?
Can I?
Can you? I don't know.
No.
No, plain past tense.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember what the hell it is. Kate.
Kata.
Kata.
Kata. Yeah.
It's not ato de, it's atoni.
Atoni is best. Atoni is best. Yeah.
Yeah, it's immediate. I've got no idea how you
Seat.
find
Seat, is that what you're looking for?
Oh, seat and also fine.
So seat is, anybody help?
Izu?
Zazaki.
Okay, Zaseki. So isu is chair. Seat, like in a cinema or a theatre, is seki.
Seki.
Yeah. There is a word zaseki, which is what you probably found. This means sitting chair, which is a good example of
Right.
what's the word? Redundancy in Japanese.
Mm.
Because who has a standing chair?
Indeed. Mitsukemasu.
Good. So mitskeru is exactly the verb, mitskemas. We should find one. It would be best if we found one quickly.
Mitsu Kira Nakareba Narimasen.
Okay, that's we must find one. Mitsuke nakereba narimasen. How would you make an emphasis on making it quickly? How do you say quickly?
Well, using atoni rather than atode.
Oh, this kind of gives some emphasis, yeah. But you want to say not only do it immediately after, but then quickly go and find the seats. What's quickly? Anybody?
Hayaku.
Hayaku. Hayaku. Yeah. So let's just remember. Oops, sorry. This comes from hayai, the e adjective meaning fast. Turn it into an adverb. Hayaku. Hayaku. Quickly.
Also, tadaima? No.
Tadaima means just now. It's not quite the same. It also kind of means immediately. But if you want to say quickly, then this would be hayaku.
Hayaku. Right.
Good. Okay. This is fine. I just want to, just as practice, because we just did this in the last lesson. Kipu o katta ato ni seki o. Let's do this here. Seki o hayaku. And then I want you to say it would be best if we found our seats. We did this.
Okay.
We did this like 10 minutes ago.
We did.
Yeah. But I'm over 60 now, so
Yeah, exactly. Mitsuketa no ides.
Mitsuketa hoga.
Hoga.
Hoga ii desu.
Your hoga ides.
Yeah, good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Well done.
We'll go for a walk later.
In the park, that'll be nice.
Right, just you wait till you're fucking 60. You won't be laughing.
It's only 9 years away. Did you watch that Anthony Hopkins film, by the way, Martin? Okay.
Too close to home.
Yeah. Where were we? Effie, after I finish dinner, I should wash the dishes.
So, 晩ご飯を終わった後で、or me, if you want to be expressed. Is arai?
Yeah.
Araimasu. Arau is washing, and dishes is
Sara.
Sara. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember the washing machine. Sara arai.
Yeah. Sara araiki. Yeah.
Sara araiki. Yeah. Sara o aratta hou ga ii desu.
It's good. Aratta hou ga ii desu. Very good. Excellent. Tom, you can only start the engine once you have put your foot on the brake. This is where we started. When we were doing this last time, you might remember, this is where we started using tekara, wasn't it? Instead of atode. So in that case, I'm not going to do this one because this has got a much more appropriate response, which we'll do next week. What about this one instead? You should look both ways before crossing the road.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Michi or Dovo? I think Michi.
Doro is better.
Dovo. Dovo o. Then the verb will be wataru.
Good. Yeah.
Before is my ni.
Good. My ni.
So before crossing the road, you should look both ways. Hidari migi.
Yeah, this is. Do you remember how to make this? You can say hidari migi. Yeah, go ahead.
Sayu.
Sayu. Good.
Sayu.
Yeah.
見た。
見た。
見た方がいいです。
Yes, good. Excellent, good. Guys, we've done an hour and a half of pretty intense study. Can I suggest we stop here? Because there's actually another slide after this one which talks a little bit more about the timing references, which would be good to do these as one set next week when we do our refresh session. So I suggest we stop now because we've done a lot of work as well. Okay, thanks very much for your time, guys. Any questions before we separate? Yeah. Okay, have a nice evening. Hope you feel better soon, Effie.
Thank you.
Bye.